Folks, the mark of a good movie, or a movie that you really, really like, is a movie that improves each time you watch it. And I'm here to talk about two of those movies today. And they are the Star Wars anthology films Solo and Rogue One. I rewatched Solo last night, and I rewatched Rogue One just now. Credits are still rolling. Solo, I'll talk about first. That was only my second time. I saw it once in theaters, and then the second time last night. In theaters, I wasn't very high on it. I didn't hate it, but I was just like a little. It was like it didn't like blow me away, and there was a lot of things I just like major issues with, and I seriously considered not like watching it again at all. Maybe I certainly didn't consider like essential or necessary to my enjoyment of Star Wars, which, as a quick short history, I liked the original trilogy growing up. I kind of fell off with the prequels. They kind of made me not like Star Wars at all anymore, and then I kind of came back around with the Disney stuff. Now I'm back in. I still don't really like the prequels, but I'm pretty heavy back into the films, at least, of Star Wars. When I watched Rogue One, I liked it, and I think Rogue One gets better each time I watch it. But I'll talk about Solo. I think my major beefs with it the first time were how the treatment of Lando. I thought I didn't like Lando in L3, and I've done almost a complete 180 on that. I really liked Lando in L3 this time around. I liked Alden Ehrenreich from the jump. I don't think he's Harrison Ford, but he's charismatic in his own right. I love Woody. I love Tandy Newton. I love Paul Bettany. I love all that cast. Emilia Clarke still doesn't really do it for me. I don't think she ruins the movie at all, but I think she's the weak link in the movie for sure. But Solo is a very fun, good time. It's not very serious. It's not like self-serious. It doesn't take itself seriously. It is just kind of, it embraces its goofiness, I think, in a good way, in a way that I appreciate more. I got a little choked up watching it last night, especially with Chewbacca and kind of like freeing the Wookiees. I think they're on Kessel, that he freed them, and then left to stick around with Han and Beckett and the crew. I really liked it on a second viewing, and I would watch more in that. And I think I was really kind of trying to be a hipster about like not caring about Darth Maul and be like, it's stupid that they brought Maul into this. It's fine. It's whatever. If it makes for compelling stuff, it makes for compelling stuff. And if they want to keep telling this story, which I hope they do, I'm going to be there for it. I'm not the biggest Darth Maul guy. I think it looks cool in Phantom Menace, but I don't really care that much. But I'll take it. I'll take what they give me. Give me a Solo 2, and I will watch it, and I'll probably be pretty excited for it. So Solo, I like a lot more on a second viewing. I'll probably like it even more on a third one, and I definitely want to own a copy of it, a Blu-ray of it at some point. Rogue One, on the other hand, when I watched it the first time in theaters, I liked it, and then each time I've rewatched it, it's getting better and better and better. I think this might be the fourth time, and I love Rogue One. I was fist pumping and hooting and hollering watching this thing. Here's two very small things about Rogue One that make it not perfect, and they're small. Okay, still think the Tarkin CGI looks bad, especially when the first time you see it, but I can get past it every time because he's not in it a ton. He has like 2-3 scenes, okay, maybe 3 or 4, but I get past it. Okay, it looks bad. I get past it. I don't think the Carrie Fisher CGI is quite as bad because you see it for 2 seconds and it's gone, and it looks a little bit better to me. The Carrie Fisher CGI looks a little bit better. And then the other thing was, I think Darth Vader's his costume looks a little weird. I think it looks almost like fake Halloween costuming a little bit, and I think his first interaction with Krennic leaves a tad bit to be desired. It's not that compelling, but then everything is forgiven and forgotten when Vader kicks ass there in the last 5 minutes of the movie, 5-10 minutes. Everything else about this movie I absolutely love. I love its huge cast. I love the diversity of the cast. Alien, human, robot. I love them all, and there's such a wide range of these people. From, you know, you got your stars of the movie like Felicity Jones and Diego Luna and Forrest Whitaker and all those guys, down to the side characters and the supporting cast, and just like the rebel pilots that show up for the final battles. Some of them who were from the original Star Wars film. I mean, it's the scope of this thing is amazing. And I remember my friend Nick, who's and he convinced me to rewatch Solo. Huge Star Wars guy, biggest Star Wars fan than I'll ever be. He kind of mentioned how kind of the intro of Rogue One just whips you around at a breakneck speed from planet to planet to planet to set this thing up. And I remember thinking, yeah, you're right, but it each time you watch it, it's snappy, it's going, and it doesn't feel like you're kind of dragging your feet through the mud or anything for me. It feels just like the setup gets quicker and faster, and getting to it, I don't know. I everything about this rewatch I was just so in for, and just getting emotional all over again over these parts. I mean, we've all seen Rogue One, or I, they all get killed off throughout that final half hour in, pretty make sensible ways. Like, they didn't just like all get herded into a room and then Vader comes in and force chokes them all. In the course of this battle, which is an amazing battle, space and land, man. It's the best space and land battles I've ever seen in Star Wars. I've ever seen in Star Wars. The scope of them, how grand it is, and how brutal it is at times, it's amazing. And the look of it all, it just looks, it's so bright, it's so crisp on Scarif. And everything up to, like, I remember thinking that the assault on Edu, which is that kind of stormy planet where Galen worked and was eventually killed, and it's rainy and it's dreary and it's dark. I just remember thinking it didn't look very interesting, but in the Rebel assault on Edu, there's some great, colors of the explosions and of the shots being fired. I think this movie looks amazing. It sounds amazing. I think the score for Rogue One by Michael Giacchino is the best since the original trilogy of Star Wars, and I'm including all of John Williams' work from the prequels and from the two new saga films. As a whole, this score is the best since the original trilogy. For me, my opinion is that just listening to a song off the score can make me cry, because I remember the moment it's from, and it's just so beautiful, and it's just so heart-wrenching. Rogue. So, as far as the anthology, I think I'm like whipping my arms around, and that's what caused my phone to fall. Anyways, as far as the anthology films, which we've gotten to so far, Rogue One, and then Solo. Okay, I like Solo a lot more now, and I'm really glad about it, because I don't want to dislike things. I want to enjoy things, especially Star Wars, which is why I'm probably going to give the prequels a third or fourth chance again sometime in the next year or so. I'll just, buy the freaking Blu-rays and just say, the hell with it. Just, you own them now. Don't get rid of them again. And like what you like about them and dislike what you dislike about them, because honestly, I probably could rewatch Revenge of the Sith. I could probably rewatch Revenge of the Sith right now and go, there's a lot of merit to this movie. There's a lot of merit to it. So, there's the first two prequels, I don't know if I'll ever come around on them, but okay, let me do a quick and dirty ranking, or at least tiers. No, I think I can rank. Bottom is Phantom Menace and or Attack of the Clones. Okay. Then no, let me start at the top. I'm gonna start at the top. And again, this is just right off the top of the dome after rewatching this. Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, The Last Jedi, Rogue One, The Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, Solo, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, let's just say. But here, so it's like, oh, dude, you like Solo a lot. Why is it at the bottom of your list? It's because the only two movies... Oh, excuse me. Solo, Revenge of the Sith, Phantom, and then Clones, I guess, being last. It's like, oh, dude, you know, what gives? That's because the only two Star Wars movies that I think are actual hot trash are Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. There are merits to all of them else, clearly, from merely acceptable, like I think Revenge of the Sith, all the way up to phenomenal, which I think... Okay, so let me tier them then. Let me put them in tiers. Bottom tier is Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. Then I'm gonna put. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put. So that's the bad tier. Then I'm gonna put Revenge of the Sith in its own tier of undecided, because I want to rewatch it again and decide if it deserves its own acceptable. Because I don't want to put something acceptable in my good category. Because I'm gonna have bad, good, great. Those are my tiers here. So bad, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. These are my opinions again, people. Then undecided, Revenge of the Sith. Good, Solo, Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens. Great. Am I missing something? And then great, Last Jedi, Rogue One, and I'm not ranking within the tiers. Last Jedi, Rogue One, Star Wars, and Empire Strikes Back. Have I missed one? No. Great, good, undecided, bad. That's how I feel about Star Wars. I want to like it all. I want to have an open mind about these things, because the feelings I get watching, the ones I really like, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So that's my thoughts on Solo and Rogue One after rewatching them both in the last day or two. May the Force be with you.